Hello, everyone. We're probably not going to wait the whole 3 minutes. I just put the music on so I could get things rolling, making sure everything's working all right. I don't plan on this being a very long stream. Let me switch. All right. So, I've been behind on some things, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of things have been going on with the wind down of the Eden season and the debauchery and debacle that has been, has left pretty much 4 weeks of Eden done. Like, no one did anything, so I didn't really have anything to report or show anything that would be interesting there. Everyone just kind of gave up once they realized the extent of the cheating, and no one really wanted to participate. On both sides, there were members of the cheating alliance that players just quit because that's not how they operate. But that was a whole debauchery debacle and a lot of drama, as most of you know. But that's not going to be the topic of today. Today, I was going to make a video on this topic, but I figured due to the nature of the topic, it would be a little more streamlined to just do a live and do it quick to get it done. And kind of maybe give some questions or discussion if there needs to be, if you're here, if you're live with me. Otherwise, this could act as a video with errors. I wanted to get something out, and for me to, the way that I do the videos, for me to record something, edit, then record the video, edit that, and everything, it does take some time. So the effort that I put into these videos, it does take a couple days, and I wanted to get something out this week before the week ended. By the way, I also wanted to say thank you all for supporting. Remember, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, please do. We have hit that 1,000 mark. Thank you. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and without your support and you guys watching and tuning in and commenting and everything, we couldn't have hit that. So what I am actually going to do is, I said I was going to do something a little bit bigger. And the best way to do that, I was going to do a bigger giveaway, but I'm probably going to do that on Discord. So give me a day or two to be able to set it up. But it's going to be on Discord if you want to participate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be giving away gift codes. Obviously, there's probably going to be, I think there's going to be about 5 winners. I'm going to do, or maybe more, but there'll be more gift codes to give out than the bigger prize. I'm going to give away 2 of the bigger prize, and the bigger prize I'm going to do what I have here. And most of you, some of you might already have this, some of you might not, but I'm going to give away 2 teleports. Where are they? So if you already have them, great. If you don't, you know, you can participate and get a chance here. The Fallen Planet teleport. I'm going to give away 2 of these. So you'll be able to win that in the Discord. So give me a couple days to set it up. I'm going to give away 2 copies of it. And the rest of the prizes will be gift codes, so you can get some freebie stuff in the game. That is kind of what I determined what I wanted to do, to kind of thank you all for supporting me this far and this path that has led us here. So, Famous, what's up? Too much talking about the other stuff and what I thought you would talk about as far as war badges sliding up now. Yeah, I'm just about to get into it. It's alive, so you know, there's some things I have to do. Even in regular videos, I have to give some plugs. So, all right. So let's talk about this. So one of the more common questions that I think everyone gets, or a lot of players get, is where do I go, right? What's the best way to spend my war badges, or in the tech? Where should I start? All those kind of questions. I'm going to start it from like this sort of perspective here, because if you're just getting cutting edge and the enhanced Bane Blade and the top military tech 1 survival tactics, that should be pretty straightforward. Okay. If you're in the beginning of these trees, there's really not a lot of confusion. I think the bigger confusion comes when the modern military, modern defense, special ops, military command, survival tactics 2, and obviously military advance all pop in at once. Because you look at these trees and a lot of them, they pretty much look the same, right? We're going to focus on 4 of these trees: military, special ops, military command, and survival tactics 2. And I'm going to kind of make my own suggestion on how people should do it. I will never sit here and say this is 100% the way you should do this, because everyone's playstyle is different. How many war badges you have is different for everyone. You might be struggling to keep up with war badges, and in that case, I would suggest we always do the cheaper ones and work your way to the more expensive ones. But if you are someone that, you know, has the liberty to jump around a bit, I'll talk about how we can jump around to best use our war badges and keep the buffs up while you do it. Obviously, if you're a bigger spender, you could just max all these out, you know, within 2 days and be done with it. But I don't think that's going to be the case for most of the people watching this video. So before we get into which way we should do this, let's talk about some basic stuff, right? So the higher up on the list of technology, generally the cheaper it's going to cost you in war badges, right? So modern military, all of these, even the most expensive one, will generally be cheaper or cost you less war badges than the equivalent of the one below it. So, for example, a better way of saying it is if modern military and modern defense cost 1 war badge per tech, this next line of special ops and military command would cost 2 war badges per. And then the next one would be 3, 4, so on and so forth. So as we go down this list, it's going to cost you more war badges. And I say this because at the end here, we have military advance 1. And this was a fairly new tech that the developers put out, and it's honestly a pretty costly technology to do. So I was able to do a lot of this beforehand only because I didn't have the other trees before we were exposed to military advance. We were given this option pretty early, so I was able to work on this before I even had most of these trees as an option. The other thing I will say about this is modern defense, while it is a good tree and it does give you some good buffs, is going to focus primarily on obviously defense buffs. It's going to focus on your defense queue, your garrison. There will be some tactical resistance. There will be some troop resistance stuff. But overall, this tree is not going to help you attack anyone. And I think the majority of this game is attacking, right? You're either attacking a Guardian, you're attacking Alistair, you're attacking Bounty, you're attacking another base, you're attacking tiles, structures, so on and so forth. The chances of you getting attacked are very limited to pretty much only a couple days. So putting a lot of effort of spending war badges into modern defense is not something I would suggest. But on the plus side, it doesn't cost a lot because it does split with the courage medals. So even if you were to do modern defense and max it out, you're not really losing that many war badges. Could you do a video rating the new season X heroes? Yes, I could do that. The new ones, yes. I know they're a little bit harder. There's been a few, and a couple of SP as well. But continuing on, if we want to increase our buffs, we're going to be focused on 4 skill trees: modern military, special ops, military command, and survival tactics 2. You should already have survival tactics 1 done, and if you don't, I would suggest you get that done first. This is going to be the basis. This is where you're going to get most of your war badges and iron plates for your COA, COZ, and it's just overall something you should max out first. The buffs in it are just better overall, and the cost is pretty low given the rest of the options. So if you haven't finished Survival Tactics first, please do that before you even look at any other skill tree. The other reason I bring up these other 4 skill trees is they are very similar. Modern military, special ops, military command pretty much look the same. And I'm going to go over the differences between them pretty quick. I did make a small Excel spreadsheet talking about what each line does inside the skill tree, so you can see what the differences are. And then Survival Tactics 2 is a little different because this will give you titanium deposits and titanium particles for your Clash of Zone, Clash of Alliance reward boxes, which are a nice little addition to have. Depending on where you are, if you want to try and hurry up, this would be a good tree to max, but this is going to cost you a lot of war badges to do. So if you don't have a lot to go through, I would kind of hold off on Survival Tactics 2 and only work in certain things here and there. There are other ways to get deposits and particles, and you don't 100% need these as rewards. So holding off on this one might be a benefit. But let's talk about these 3 because these are similar in war badge costs. They're very similar in rewards, and there are some slight differences between the 3 in order to kind of guide you on which one you should do first. Now, I could sit here and just say, do modern military, then do special ops, do military command, and that's it, call it a day. But that's not really the best way to go about it. As we know in the trees, the higher up, the less war badges it costs, the lower, same thing, it gets more expensive. So you want to find this nice middle ground. If you haven't seen my video on modern military tech tree, I suggest you watch it. This is a easy tree to get the good buffs on and skip the ones that aren't that good for you. What up? Thank you, Oliver. Darnell, good to see you. So if you haven't seen the modern military video that I made, please do. Like I said, this is the cheapest tech that you can do in relation to war badges, and you can skip a lot of the techs that you feel don't apply to you. For example, fighter, siege, attacker, might. If you don't really want that, but you definitely want the combat speed, you don't have to max out the fighter siege, attacker, might before you max out the combat speed. And so you can go down the entire list this way. If you don't want to increase your reinforcement might, you don't have to max that out in order to get the shooter might increased, which is below it. So if you're going to start with any and try and max out what you want, I would start with modern military and then work your way to these 2. Let's talk about what the differences are between all 3. Because there are some slight differences, and I don't know if you can really see this. So let me see if I can make these slightly bigger so that you can see it. I probably should have done all of it. All right. It might be a little bit better. All right. So, military, we could say just do the whole thing because the war badges are very low. The difference is you might not need the battlefield resistance. You might not need the reinforcement might. You might not need the rally might. And you could skip those. You don't have to max those out in order to get the damage increase, the immunity, the might, and all the other good ones. If we look at special ops and military command, they're pretty much the same throughout. In the beginning, both of them do siege defender resistance and siege defender might. Then you get a marching speed increase, tactical resistance, tactical might. Then military command gives you an increase of combat speed, where a special ops gives you a reduced kill rate, which means your troops don't die as fast, meaning you don't have to pull them out of the clone center. In my opinion, combat speed might be a little bit better, but you can get combat speed a little bit later on down here, and so on and so forth. There's some minor things here. There's an increase of damage, an increase of HP on this one, immunity to certain, what are they called? Combat skill, what are they called? I'm trying to think of the term for it. Let me just see if I can get to it. Not this one. Was it? Oh. Was that one? Oh, more chance to cast skills is a good one. But basically, boiling it down, the good idea here, if you're limited, is two options. One, find a skill tree that you like the bigger benefits here. So a portion of the wounded enemy soldiers can't be healed. You're killing more of your enemy troops versus this one has the HP and marching cap, which is a bigger benefit. And you can either go down the entire tree and finish military command, and then go to special ops and do all of the special ops, or you can swap back and forth between the two. You can go the first few of special ops, then do the first few of military command, then do the next section of special ops, then do the next section of military command. This way you're hitting all the cheaper ones in the beginning and you're working your way up. Hopefully you're able to save up more badges as you go. But you can also go full tree, then do the next full tree. The thing is, the big key here with the technology, and I know this drives a lot of players crazy, because I know it drives me crazy with my ADHD, but you have to learn how to not fully complete something before you go on to another skill tree. As you get a little bit further on, you have to be okay with the fact of leaving this at 1%, this at 73%, this at 68%, and then working on this one. Or leaving this at 31 and then working on this one. You have to be okay with leaving these incomplete. And I know that's a hard thing for a lot of players to do. It was hard for me to do. What up, Tom? Oh, I'm doing good, doing good. I just wanted to kind of get a quick video out, and I didn't want to, I didn't have time to edit this, so I wanted to kind of talk about it real quick. But overall, what is the major difference between the skill trees? Well, Survival Tactics 2 primarily deals with the titanium, like I said. That's going to be your big benefit there. You're also going to get a benefit of the marching cap increase at the end, and some really good might, resistance, HP, damage, a couple of them, as a matter of fact. The issue is Survival Tactics 2 is going to cost you a lot more in skill badges, or in war badges. Military Command is going to be the cheapest in war badges, but you're not going to get the larger amount of attack buffs. The biggest two trees that are going to give you the most in relation to your APC are going to be Special Ops and Military Command in the middle. The major difference between them is Military Command is going to give you more in marching cap. It's going to increase the amount of soldiers you can put in your APC, versus the Special Ops, which is going to allow you to do more damage with your heroes. So you kind of have to make that decision on which you want to do first. But both of those won't give you those benefits until later in the skill tree. So you have to get further down in the skill tree to even really get those. Otherwise, they're pretty similar. I mean, they're almost exactly similar, with very few differences. I mean, if you see these here, these are the first, 5 technologies that you can study in both trees, and they're exactly the same. This would be the difference here: combat speed, reduced kill rate. Then it's the same. Then it's either combat speed or marching cap. then it's the same, you know. So really, there's very little difference between the two. So whichever one you choose to do, whether you go down the full list and then start the next one, or you jump between the two, you go boom, boom, we're going to do some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that, and then work your way down this way. That's completely up to you. I'm not going to tell you this is the way to do it or that's the way to do it. But what I would do is I would focus on your big ones in the military. And then I would kind of leave survival tactics for, you know, here and there. If you want to get the titanium deposit for boxes 1 through 3, I would do this. I wouldn't focus so much on rallied might. The war badges you waste on this, you can get might damage increases over here. So depending on how many war badges you have, you might have to make a decision on which you want to focus, how you want to focus on it. You won't get really good buffs in survival tactics until a little bit later on. And the cost that it's going to cost you on this line is pretty much going to get you down here on this one. So you're going to get more for the same amount on the higher ones. So that's the way I would tackle that. Which is kind of the way I am tackling it. I pretty much did everything in modern military, and I'm not touching that until I get most of everything else I want. I'm going to get more benefit from special ops and military command than I will from survival tactics and the rest of modern military. Screen chat. Yeah, I tried. That's the thing. And so yeah, I know that becomes a very big confusion, a lot of question. Where do I start? Well, honestly, I would kind of ignore modern defense for the most part, unless you're really low on war badges and you need to do something. Because this is going to be a very cheap war badge cost to you. So I would do modern military first, then kind of jump between these two as I am. And then kind of every once in a while fit into survival tactics too, but I would finish this last. And then if everything by some chance becomes 100% maxed out, then I would work on military advanced 1 more. Because this is the most expensive one. I know everyone talked about this. I know there was some other creators created videos about this, but the cost of this is ridiculous. Like 5 out of 10, we're already at 1,000 war badges for 1 level, and it just goes up from there. It's if you look at here, like 1,000 war badges for level 1. It just gets crazier and crazier. 15,000 for the last one versus the last one down here is only going to oh, well, I guess it is more expensive. But jumping around, trying to get what you can get is going to give you the best bang for your buck. But they will get more expensive as you go further down. So either you should save up and do the cheaper ones, or focus only on 1 tree at a time before you move on to another. The issue with going down 1 tree at a time is that by the time you get down here and you start using your war badges here, you probably run out. And it'll cost you a lot to do this. So how you want to use them is up to you, but I would try and jump around. Unless you're a heavy spender and you have millions of war badges to just do whatever you want. I'm not going to answer that question for you. I can't answer that question for you. Your playstyle is going to be your playstyle, but most of the players I know are probably on a budget. So I would jump around. If you don't have enhanced Baneblade done, or you don't have mechs done, or season techs are available and you didn't finish that, I would throw some of these in to kind of give you a war badge break so you can save them up a little bit, because everything here costs war badges. And if your technology stops moving forward, it's gonna kind of hurt you. But I know it's a big confusion for a lot of players. because they see these trees and they go, I don't know what to do. Where should I start? And to that I say, jump around. That's going to be your best answer. Save these lower ones for later and do what you can on these. And if these become too expensive, then start working on these, on the cheaper options for these. And then until it gets way too expensive and then you can't do anything, you'll have everything you can done. And you'll get some buffs, I should say. Or you should have a good amount of buffs to keep you going. That's it. That's all I got for that. I wish there was a better way of answering the question. Obviously, if I was able to record and edit this, it might sound smoother, but I decided not to because I needed to get something going. I've been a little unmotivated, I should say. Demotivated is not a word. I've been a little unmotivated lately and with things winding down. So I've been trying to take a break and just kind of enjoy things. I do want to make a video about Guardian formations. I haven't found anything myself, and I've been asking a lot of people what their formations are when they attack Guardians in Eden, and everyone has different answers, and they're all getting different results. I talked to a player that gets 24,000 or 24 million per hit on a Guardian. I used the same exact formation that he did with all the same stuff, or as close as I could get, and I can't get over 4 million with the same formation. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about that. But that doesn't make any sense to me, so it's been bothering me. So that's going to be a topic I want to talk about later on. And there's a few other things I want to talk about, but I can do that with the Season X heroes. But you want to talk about only the new ones, or you want to talk about pretty much all of the more modern ones, I would say. If you missed it at the beginning of the video, give me a couple days, but we did hit the 1,000 followers. So I will do a giveaway in the Discord. I'm going to give away 2 teleports, and I'll give away a bunch of gift codes with that being said. If we don't get, oh yeah, well, I'm actually honestly next season I'm gonna be interested to see how it pans out, but I'm getting kind of burned out myself of doing the same Eden every time. We need something different, so I think that's another thing that's been going on. But yeah, in the Discord I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna give away 2 teleports. I'm gonna give away the Fallen Planet one, I think. This one, yeah, Fallen Planet. I'm going to give away 2 copies of this to 2 lucky people, and the rest will be, I'll give gift codes away to everyone else. So, and that's it. That's all I got. So it went a little bit longer than I wanted. I know I don't do very well live. I ramble a lot when I try and stay on topic. That's why I make the videos I make, because I get to edit them a lot better. But I did need to get a video out. I wanted to get a video out. I just didn't have time to record and edit. So, and I had a lot of things going on at work, so I had to get that done as well. But yeah, that's going to be it. So give me a couple days to set up the giveaway in Discord, because that's going to require a few things. And if you don't have the teleport, or you just want an extra copy, I don't care. You can put in for it, and if you don't, you can get a chance for a gift code. So I'll have those as 2 different giveaways, so it's not one or nothing. And yeah, that's about it. So I think that's gonna end it for me today. I wanted to make this kind of short and sweet, and I think that's where we're at, short and sweet, just under 30 minutes. So I'm also going to change the format of the lives. I'm not going to really do a intro screen anymore. If I do the intro screen, it's going to be more for just making sure everything's working all right. So even if it says 6 minutes, I'm going to get right into it probably within a minute or so. I'm going to cut a lot of the fluff out so we can get in and get done. But yeah, that's going to be it for me on this topic. If there's any questions about technology, feel free to ask them. I'm more than happy to answer the questions. But in relation to this, I see a lot of people ask, where do I start? And I hate to say, but they're all the same. Not they're all the same, but they're pretty much the same. The answer here is whatever works best for you. The only difference here is the modern military, because my video does show you how you can get to the bigger ones or the more useful ones without focusing or wasting on the ones that you don't necessarily need. A lot of people don't do rallies, so why spend all the war badges on rallies when I really need the damage, you know? But outside of that, the rest of them are pretty much the same. So, all right, that's going to be it for me tonight. Keep an eye out on the Discord. If you're not already in the Discord, join it if you can. And I'm going to get out of here, so maybe I can start working on the next video. So until next time, guys, share the information, help each other out. And until next time, be safe out there. Bye.